Questions 21 and 22 refer to the following information. Between 1985 and 2003, data were collected every 3 years on the amount of plastic produced annually in the US in billions of pounds. The graph below shows the data and a line of best fit. The equation of the line of best fit is this, where X is the number of years since 1985 and Y is the amount of plastic produced annually in billions of pounds. Which of the following is the best interpretation of the number 3.39 in the context of the problem? So 3.39 is the slope of this line, which means that it is the increase in the amount of plastic that was dumped every year, right? So the amount of plastic produced in the US during the year 1985, no, that's the y-intercept, so that's not it. Number of years it took the US to produce 1 billion pounds of plastic. The average annual plastic production in the US from 1985 to 2003. The average annual increase in billions of pounds of plastic produced per year in the US. So it's D. Which of the following is closest to the percent increase in the billions of pounds of plastic produced in the US from 2000 to 2003? Okay. So 2000 is 15 years. So that's this value. So that's about 100. And 2003 would be 18 years. So that's about 110. Yeah, around 110. So that's an increase of 10%. Yeah. The equation above models the number of members M of a gym T years after the gym opens. Of the following, which equation models the number of members of the gym Q quarter years after the gym opens? Okay, so 1 year has 4 quarter years, right? So T years would have 4 T quarter years. Or another way of saying is that Q quarter years would have Q by 4 years. So since my exponent is T, I would have to replace it by Q by 4 because that's the number of years in Q quarter years. So that will be 1800 times 1.02 to the power Q by 4. For the finale of a TV show, viewers could use either social media or a text message to vote for their favorite of 2 contestants. The contestant receiving more than 50% of the vote won. An estimated 10% of the viewers voted and 30% of the votes were cast on social media. Okay, so let's say there were 1,000 people who watched. So 10% voted, so 100 voted. And of these, 30% were on social media and 70 were through text messages. Okay. Contestant 2 earned 70% of the votes cast using social media. Okay, so we are looking at contestant 2. 70% of, so he got 21 votes and 40% using a text message. So that's 28. Based on this information, which of the following is an accurate conclusion? So more than 50%, right? So what is his total? 8 plus 1, 9, 2 plus 2, 4, 49 out of 100. So obviously you can't say that he won because he didn't get more than 50%. If all viewers had voted, contestant 2 would have won. No, we don't know that. Viewers voting by social media were likely to be younger than viewers voting by text message. No, there's no mention of age here. If all viewers who voted had voted by social media instead of by text message, contestant 2 would have won. Had voted by no, that's just how they vote. So that has no bearing on his winning. Viewers voting by social media were more likely to prefer contestant 2 than were viewers voting by text message. So social media, yeah, that is correct because 70% of the votes on social media went to him compared to 40%. So D is the best answer. The table above shows the population of Greenleaf, Idaho for the years 2000 and 2010. If the relationship between population and year is linear, which of the following models the population of Greenleaf T years after 2000? Okay, so let's find the slope first. The slope is 846 minus 862 by 10. So that would be 12 minus 6, or negative 16 by 10. So negative 1.6. Okay, so if it's negative 1.6, I can eliminate this and this. Now between A and D, we can work with this point. So T years after 2000. So if you are looking at 2000, then that's basically the y-intercept. So y is equal to mx plus c. So y is minus 1.6x plus 862. So here y is p and x is t. So this would be 862 minus 1.6t, option A. To determine the mean number of children per household in a community, Tabitha surveyed 20 families at a playground. For the 20 families surveyed, the mean number of children per household was 2.4. Which of the following statement must be true? Okay, so this is a bias sample because she just went to the playground, and playground, it is possible that families which have more children come there because children tend to play in the playground, and so there is a bias in the sample, right? So you can't really say anything about the community from this. The mean number of children per household in the community is 2.4. No. A determination about the mean number of children per household in the community should not be made because the sample size is too small. No, it's not about the sample size being small, it's about the sample being biased. The sampling method is flawed and may produce a biased estimate of the mean number of children per household in the community. So it's C. The sampling method is not flawed and is likely to produce an unbiased estimate of the mean number of children per household. So this is wrong because it's a flawed sampling method. In the xy plane, the point P, R lies on the line with equation y is x plus b, where b is a constant. The point with coordinates 2p, 5r lies on the line with this equation. What is the value of r by p? Okay, so p, r, so r is p plus b, and 5r is 2 times 2p plus b, right, from the second equation. Then this becomes 4p plus b, right? So then can I say r is p plus b here? So I can say 5 times p plus b is 4p plus b. So 5p plus 5p is 4p plus b. So p is negative 4b. And if p is negative 4b, then r is negative 4, so negative 3b. So r by p would be 3 by 4. The 22 students in a healthcare class conducted an experiment in which they each recorded their pulse rates in beats per minute before and after completing a light exercise routine. The dot plots below display the results. Let S1 and R1 be the standard deviation and range, respectively, of the data before exercise, and let S2 and R2 be the standard deviation and range, respectively, of the data after exercise. Which of the following is true? Okay, so let's look at the range first. So the range R1 here is 88 minus 56. So that's 32. And R2 is 112 minus 80. So that's also 32. So the ranges are equal. R1 is equal to R2. So we can cancel B and C. Now, standard deviation is deviation from the mean, right? So if you look at the first data set, most values are bunched close to the mean, right? So here the deviation would be low, right? S1 would be low. Here, the data values are more spread out. They are not bunched close to the mean. So the deviation from the mean would be higher. So S2 would be greater. So S1 will be less than S2, which means that they are not equal. So D. A photocopy machine is initially loaded with 5,000 sheets of paper. The machine starts a large job and copies at a constant rate. After 20 minutes, it has used 30% of the paper. Which of the following equations models the number of sheets of paper remaining in the machine m minutes after the machine started printing? Okay, so it copies at a constant rate, so it can't be exponential. So it starts with 5,000 sheets of paper, and after 20 minutes, it has used 30% of the paper. So it has used 30% of 5,000. So that will be 1,500. So in 20 minutes, it has used 1,500 sheets of paper. So in 1 minute, it would have used 1,500 by 20, which is 75 sheets of paper. So in m minutes, it would use 75 m sheets of paper. So how many sheets would remain? It started with 5,000 and in m minutes, it uses 75 m. So 5,000 minus 75 m, option B. The complete graph of the function f and a table of values for the function g are shown above. The maximum value of f is k. What is the value of gk? Okay, maximum value of the function f is 3, right? So k is 3. So g3 would be 6. There are 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen in 1 molecule of water. How many atoms of hydrogen are there in 51 molecules of water? So 1 molecule has 2 atoms. So 51 molecules will have 51 into 2, which is 102 atoms of hydrogen. If x equal to 1 in the equation above, what is the value of A? So 1 minus 1 by 2, A is 0. So 1 by 2, A is 1. So A is 2. In the xy plane, the equations x plus 2y is 10 and 3x plus 6y is c represent the same line for some constant. What is the value of c? So x plus 2y is 10, and if I multiply this by 3, I get 3x plus 6y is 30. So 3x plus 6y is c is the same line, so c would be 30. On April 18, 1775, Paul Revere set off on his midnight ride from Charlestown to Lexington. If he had ridden straight to Lexington without stopping, he would have traveled 11 miles in 26 minutes. In such a ride, what would be the average speed of his horse have been to the nearest tenth of a mile per hour? Okay, so his speed was 11 miles in 26 minutes. So we have to find miles per hour. So 11 miles divided by 26 by 60 hours. So that's 11 into 60 by 26. So we can plug that in. So that's 25.38. And we need to enter the answer to the nearest tenth. So that would be 25.4. The graph of the function f defined by fx is minus half x minus 4 whole squared plus 10 is shown in the xy plane above. If the function g not shown is defined by fx is minus x plus 10, what is one possible value of a such that fa is equal to ga? So here fa has to be equal to ga. So we can say minus half a minus 4 whole square plus 10 should be minus a plus 10. So plus 10 and plus 10 will cancel. So minus half a minus 4 whole square is minus a. The negatives will also cancel. A minus 4 whole square is 2a. So then a square minus 8a plus 16 is 2a. So a square minus 10a plus 16 is 0. So a square minus 8a minus 2a plus 16 is 0 because 8 into 2 is 16. So a minus 8 into a minus 2 is 0. So a can be 2 or 8. In triangle RST above, point W not shown lies on RT. What is the value of cos RSW minus sine WST? Okay, let's say this is W and cos RSW. So let's say this is alpha and let's say this is beta. So we have to find cos alpha minus sine beta. Now alpha plus beta is 90 degrees because angle S is 90 degrees. So cos alpha will be sine 90 minus alpha, and 90 minus alpha is sine beta. So that's sine beta. So cos alpha minus sine beta becomes sine beta minus sine beta. So that's 0. When a patient receives a penicillin injection, the kidneys begin removing the penicillin from the body. The table and graph above show the penicillin concentration in a patient's bloodstream at 5-minute intervals for the 20 minutes immediately following a one-time penicillin injection. Okay, so this is the initial value, 200, and then it falls. According to the table, how many more micrograms of penicillin are present in 10 milliliters of blood drawn from the patient 5 minutes after the injection, then are present in 8 milliliters of blood drawn from the patient 10 minutes after the injection? So 5 minutes and 10 minutes. So let's just mark those. 5 minutes and 10 minutes, and 10 milliliters and 8 milliliters. Okay. So 10 milliliters and 8 milliliters. So in 1 milliliter, you have 152. So in 10, you would have 1520. And in 1, you have 118. So in 8, it would be 118 times 8. So 1520 minus 8 into 8, 64, carries 6. 11 into 8, 88, plus 6 is 94. 10 minus 4, 6, 1, 11 minus 4, 7, 14 minus 9 is 5. So 576. Okay. The penicillin concentration in micrograms per milliliter in the patient's bloodstream T minutes after the penicillin injection is modeled by the function P is 200 into B to the power T by 5. If P approximates the values in the table to within 10 micrograms per milliliter, what is the value of B rounded to the nearest tenth? Okay, so we can work with the value at 5 minutes, which is 152. So if I put that here, then 152 should be 200 into B to the power 5 by 5 because T is 5 minutes. So that will be 200 into B. So B is 152 by 200. So that's 1.52 by 2. So 0.76. So to the nearest tenth will be 0.8.